Hello everyone, I'm Mariana from noCRM. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to boost your cold calling activities and obtain precise and useful data on them. Cold calling is not an easy task to handle, so being able to organize it well is key. And with noCRM's prospecting lists, it's easily done. Let's use the example of Marketing Corp, a company who sells marketing services to small craft companies around the US, and for which cold calling is a big part of their sales process. Let's get deeper in detail to see how they handle this with noCRM. They have recently purchased a list of 200 craft businesses in New York and need to qualify them one by one. John, the person responsible for cold calling, has imported the list into noCRM. To work on these prospects, he opens the prospect browser and can easily browse from one prospect to another using the arrows. When he needs to place a call, he simply clicks on the AirCall logo. At Marketing Corp, they've integrated noCRM with AirCall so that the recordings of the calls are attached to the prospects cards and leads. But if you don't use AirCall or any other specific VoIP system, you can use the QR code scan to call feature to place your calls without any chance of misdialing. If the prospect answered the phone, John specifies that the call was answered using the predefined actions. While still on the phone, he can log their conversation in the comments section and specify what they're interested in. Email marketing services, for example. Perfect. The prospect is interested. He clicks on the plus lead button and creates the lead. Then he moves to the next prospect. No answer? He can add a comment and eventually a color code to differentiate those he has already called from those he hasn't called yet. He moves on to the next one. This time, no luck. They're not interested. In this case, he easily cancels the prospect, who was never an actual business opportunity, so he does not transform it into a lead. As easy as that. But how about analyzing all this? How does Marketing Corp know if this file they have purchased is of good quality? How does Jane, their sales director, know how John is performing in his cold calling activities? Also easy. Jane goes to the Statistics tab and chooses Analysis for Prospecting List. Then she selects the file she wishes to analyze, in this case SMBs 10 to 20 New York State. In a couple of clicks, Jane can know that this list has 200 contacts. 27 of them were already transformed into qualified leads. 2 of those leads were already transformed into customers. John was the one doing all the prospecting activities. Rana, Shireen, and John are the ones managing the leads created from this list, and John was the one who closed the 2 deals. See? Clear and precise data that enables Jane to understand both how her salespeople are performing and the quality of the files to decide whether or not they should continue to purchase contacts from this source. You also need to boost your cold calling activities and have better analysis over it? Start using noCRM's prospecting lists. Thank you for listening and happy selling. Bye.